How's it going, folks? All things country here. Today, we have something really different. We are going to do the Nip and Tuck Gold Mines pan in a can pay dirt. And exactly what it says, it's a can and it's full of pay dirt. Came shipped pretty quick, very expensively, which we'll talk about later. But I want to see if this is actually a novelty item or if it's a valid pay dirt. So just for scale, I've got this baseball here. So that's a regulation size baseball. So the can's not overly big, but what really counts is how much gold is in it, and we're going to find out. So let's go check out the description, get rid of that baseball, see what it says. Okay, well, here's our pay dirt description. This is the small can of pay dirt, which retails for $35 Canadian. It turns out to be about 26 bucks or so US. You'll see that at the end when I do the ROI. You do have an option to double or triple the gold, which is about another $32 Canadian per level. Says it's their original product. It's an affordable way to find gold and have some fun, and great for practicing your panning skills. Every can contains real gold, gems, and mineral samples, and a small bag to carry your treasures. These make a great gift and contain about a pound of dirt. You can also double or triple your gold, as I said earlier. So let's see what's inside. All right, so I got my little pry bar here. I'm going to crack this puppy open, hopefully. There we go. I should mention I got this as a Christmas gift, so I didn't actually have to buy it, which is great. Very curious because I think this is a great presentation for someone new to panning. It's a really like it's cute. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cute. Cute little can full of dirt. We got our 10 mesh classifier here. There is quite a few big chunky pieces of rock in there as well. So it is not just play sand. And this is the first problem we're going to have with a can like this. You can see there's still material kind of rattling around in there. It's going to take me a while to get this all out. I will rinse this out later. For the interest of the video, we'll keep things going. We'll classify it down. And wow, there is a lot of big material in here. I did not see that coming. Wow. We have a giant rock of some sort. I'm no rock expert, but I could tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is indeed a rock. It's got some green stuff in it. That'll look cool whenever we get it wet. So I think I'm going to do the bigs first. We're going to give it a quick check for some magnetics. I don't see it having a lot, but check the smalls for magnetics first. It's very light colored material. Yeah, almost nothing. So put on our big boy pants and leave that in there. We'll switch over and we'll get ready and we can pan out the bigs. All right, so we got our oil change pan. We'll add our jet dry, break up the surface tension so our small gold doesn't float away. One thing I forgot to mention, or I just realized as I was setting this up, we did not get a small bag to keep our treasures in like it said we would. So that's not a good thing. When they promise you you're going to get something and you don't get it, always leaves a bad taste in the consumer's mouth. Is it a deal breaker for me? No, but it might be for someone else. So here's that big stone, and that has a lot of green apatite in it. That's actually really, really cool looking. That will make my gem jar, which sits on the shelf above where I am right now. I'll put that aside, and we are going to do the first pan of bigs. But yeah, a little disappointed I didn't get my little pouch, but not the end of the world. Maybe they made up for it in gold. Yeah, right. So even though the material was dusty, it is fairly clean, and I don't see a lot of organics in it. It's actually really cool looking multicolored material. You guys take a quick look at that. But yeah, pretty neat. So let's see how our first pan of bigs turned out. Not very good. No gold in the first pan that I saw. We're going to do that a second time just to be sure. I'm always confident in my panning, but whenever I start a new pay dirt where I'm not 100% sure of the material, I always like to double check my first pan or two just to kind of calibrate you to the material you're doing. Yep, No gold in that one. Okay, so on to pan two of the bigs. This will be the last one. We do have another big chunk of some sort of rock in there. Wash that off. Take a quick. Wow, that's light actually. Very, very light. When I picked that up. Oh, neat. It's like an ironstone with some sort of pyrite in the middle of it or something. I'll take a closer look at that later. That's kind of cool. Again, not a rock guy, but still don't consider that gems. I mean, they said that there'd be gems in here, which, again, I'm not a gem guy, but if you promise something, then you should deliver it. So we didn't get any real gems, and we didn't get our bag to store our goodies in. So, you know, if you were to buy this for a kid and that's what they thought they'd be getting inside here, they might be a little bit disappointed. Scrape some of this out, give this another run. I do see little bits of like garnet and apatite and some quartz and stuff in there. I just don't really, consider that gems. I don't think there's any gold in this second one either. Starting to get a little worried. Nope, nothing in that one either. All right, so just really quick before getting to weighing out the gold, this is some examples of gems from my gem jar. We got a really nice piece of terminated quartz, piece of blue kyanite. I'm just grabbing off the top here some pyrite, nice piece of citrine. We got Petoskey stone. These are my ideas of what a gem is. So these are the two things that I got from Pan in the Can. I got this black thing with some quartz in it, and this gray stone with a bit of apatite. I think that's what it is. I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not you consider that a gem. Leave it down in the comments. I'm interested. I just want to see what you guys think on whether or not you consider these things gems. All right, so here's our gold on the day. Pieces were fairly small. Nothing in the bigs. That being said, I'm not going to hold that against them, being that they didn't promise any mesh size. I mean, they didn't have a fantastic description to begin with, but nice little bits of gold. They're not tiny flower gold. A beginner would be able to do them, so or find them, I guess, in the Paydirt. Not terrible, but we'll have to dry it up and get a weight before we make our judgment, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's get our weigh in. We have no minimum guarantee on this Paydirt, so we have nothing to base it off of, which is always a red flag in my opinion. But again, it was a Christmas gift, and I do like to review these things. So and just like that, 0.240. That's not terrible. That's actually more than I thought we'd get. All right, so this is a super tough one. Cost of the Paydirt, $26.17. Gold recovered, 0.240. Value of the gold, $15.78, giving us a total ROI of 60.3%, which actually isn't terrible for a Paydirt at this cost. But I'm going to have to reject it, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a couple of things. It's not the gold, and it's not, the Paydirt. It wasn't terrible to pan. I enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, they promised that you get a small bag to keep your treasures in, and we didn't get it. They promised this Paydirt would have gems in it. It didn't have gems in it. So if I was buying this for someone, say for a kid or something for Christmas or for their birthday, or I want to get someone interested in panning, it doesn't have all the things that it says it has in it. And at the end of the day, the shipping on this was ridiculous. Now, I looked up their shipping, so I don't typically penalize vendors for shipping if they actually paid that shipping cost. And these guys did. But that shipping cost was $20 US. And why? Because it had to come in that can. If they would have put this in a small bag, they could have sent it expedited parcel, would have cost $10. But because of the can, it's $20. You pay for the can to get the gems, to get the bag, to get all those fancy things that they promise you. And at the end of the day, they just weren't in there. So unfortunately, I can't give this one the thumbs up. Maybe we'll have better luck on the next one. It's unfortunate because I was really looking forward to this and I did have fun doing it, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.